Okay, raise your hand if you want to get rich, retire early, get wealthy, travel the world with your family anytime you want for the rest of your life. Is that you? Okay, then you're on the absolute right video, my friend, because in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 secret investment ideas that you can be using right now to retire early that, by the way, the rich are using. And guess what? It's not the stock market, okay? Because the fact it is, my friend, is that I'm gonna be doing a whole lot more videos about this, by the way, to share with you ways to retire early, if you wanna call it retirement. I really don't like the word retire. I think of it more of like financial freedom, okay? So ways to gain your financial freedom early so that you can go and do the things that you wanna do, the things that matter to you, to travel the world, be with your family, and do all the things that matter, right? Without having to worry about money or going to work. And yes, making money is very important to do that, but my friend, as you'll probably realize, it's not just making money. You have to actually make that money and invest it too in order to gain financial freedom. So some of the things I want you to remember, because as we're gonna go into these 3 things that I'm gonna share with you, which by the way I do, so I'm not gonna tell you anything that I'm not doing, but by the way though, as I'll explain to you, this is not to be taken as investment advice, as personal investment advice, okay? You gotta go do your own education. You can lose money with these type of investments, like all investments, so just got to tell you that disclaimer. Remember that if you're going to gain financial freedom, you got to make money, and then you have to invest that money so that that money can be working for you. That's just the way it is, okay? And so what I'm going to share with you, these are not beginner strategies, by the way, okay? I love my beginner folks, but a lot of these are not. They're just not, okay? But they are strategies that you can learn. Anybody can learn them and implement them, okay? I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert in any of these things. I'm going to share with you what I've learned, and I'm actually going to show you from the people that I've learned them from, or at least a few of them, because I've learned from a lot, okay? So that you can go and do what? Educate yourself, my friend. That's literally the key to all of this. Education. Get yourself educated so that you're not reliant on Wall Street telling you what to do, or your financial planner to tell you what you want to do, or some YouTube guru that's telling you some stuff that they don't really know what they're talking about, like put your money in the stock market. I'm going to explain to you why that is not what rich people are doing right now, and you should not be doing that either. Okay, so let's get started. Let me start off with why the stock market sucks right now, okay? If you're in the stock market, oh my God, it is a bad idea. Once again, these are ideas for you to take, information for you to take, and then kick them around. Decide for yourself whether or not they make sense for you, okay? I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want you to do anything I'm telling you to do. I want you to take this information, gather the research, do your own assessment, and make your own decision, all right? Here's an article that I want to share with you that's on Market Watch. That just came on as of early today. I'm doing this video on December 2nd. Okay, you may get this video a little bit later, but they're showing articles like this like all the time. Every single day, I just keep up with the market and I follow this stuff, and they're saying it. Stock market is signaling a significant severe drop is imminent, okay? They've been saying this. Why? Because if you look in this article, tell you different stuff that's kind of concerning. Now, I'll tell you one of the main metrics that I look at to tell me whether or not the stock market is a good buy right now. But this person is saying one that I think is interesting. He's talking about the intense selling that's happening from insiders, okay? Now, I don't know exactly how to see this information, but this information is public. You can see when people are buying and selling stocks, people that are in these companies, they're selling their stocks like crazy. He talks about how things like the bond market right now, the US dollar is all going down, and the VIX is like a volatility index, are all kind of baselining right now, preparing to swing around, which means that when they swing around, the stock market is going to go lower. So what is he saying? He's saying to get ready for this pullback, and you should reduce your stock positions, okay? This is what a lot of these big money hedge funds, wealthy families, big corporations are doing. These are the rich, okay? These are the top 1% that make $1 bazillion while the rest of us are kind of struggling. If they're selling stocks, then why should you be buying them? Pardon the interruption, my friend, but hey, are you enjoying this video so far? Getting value? Then hey, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel, all right? And go ahead and tell me where you're coming from, all right? Where in the world are you from? Where you're trying to learn how to make this money, all right? So if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Then I want to show you the most indicator that tells me everything I need to know. It's called the Buffett indicator. If you're not familiar, Warren Buffett, great guru of Omaha, one of the greatest investors of all time. He has an indicator called the Buffett indicator. What is it? It's basically when he takes the market cap and divides it by the GDP, okay? The market cap, total market cap over GDP. That's what that is. Now, basically, the market cap is basically the entire valuation of the stock market, okay? All the stock market's total worth divided by GDP, which is basically gross domestic product. GDP just means that's how much a country produces, okay? So that's how much we produce. How much the stock market is worth divided by everything that we produce, right? And now that number is at minus 2.1% in terms of, or actually sitting at 180%, which means that stock market is likely to return 2.1%. 2.1%, negative 2.1% in the next year or so. Oh my goodness. Just to get an idea of how overvalued it, he says that, according to this, it says that if the ratio is between 73% and 94% market cap to GDP, then that's considered modestly undervalued. If it's between 94 and 114, that's fair value. Anything over 135 is significantly overvalued. My friend, we're at 180. That is significantly overvalued. My friends at Real Investment Advice, they have this really good chart that I like here that you can just look at. All you need to know is that the Buffett indicator is the orange line, okay? When it's high, bad things tend to happen, like .com crashes. When it's high, financial crisis of 2008, bad things tend to happen. The stock market tend to plunge. And look at the fact that right now, this indicator is higher than it's ever been in history, okay? At least since this chart since the 1950s. Ooh, okay, kind of scary stuff, okay? So the point is, I don't believe the stock market is going to give you a return. In fact, you're looking at a negative 2.1% return. You're going to lose money if you're in the stock market. So all the people that are saying that the stock market is a good idea right now, that looks like crap to me. The data tells me that's crap. And I just showed you only one data point, and that was the market cap to GDP ratio. There's a ton of other stuff, and the fact that insiders are selling, that tells us that's probably not a good idea. So what should you be in? Okay, number one investment idea that the rich are doing right now to retire early and get things and protect their money is they're in precious metals, okay? Particularly gold and silver. Now, you may have heard that and you'd be like, what does that really mean, gold and silver? Here's the thing. When we talk about gold and silver, here's the idea. The idea is this, and you've probably heard it. And I know you know what's going on. We've had a health crisis that's happened, okay? This health crisis has caused the government to shut down a lot of jobs and shut down the economy. And even the economy already was suffering already, right? So what does that mean? We've seen a lot of stimulus. A lot of people not able to pay their bills, not able to pay their mortgages. A lot of stimulus, $2.3 trillion in stimulus, as a matter of fact, right? What does that mean? That's all dollars that were created out of nowhere, okay? The concern that a lot of the really smart people are saying is that creation of type of currency that creates so much currency is going to dilute the currency supply that's already out there, and it's going to cause the value of your dollar to go down, okay? Think about it. Whenever you add more of anything into something, that value of it goes down because there's more of it. And so what that means is that your dollar is not going to be as powerful. It's not going to be able to buy as much stuff as it used to. With a certain amount of inflation, $100 would buy $100 worth of stuff today. But 5 years from now, it may be that same $100 could only probably buy $80 worth of stuff. What does that mean? You lost purchasing power. Why? Through inflation, all right? Your currency supply is increasing. That leads to inflation. So that's the concern right now, is inflation, right? With the dollar being increased, tons of stimulus, tons of QE, tons of printing by the Federal Reserve, that's leaving people very, very uneasy. What is the answer? Gold and silver. Why? Because gold traditionally has been the item, the physical thing that keeps value. It restores value, all right? They can't print gold, okay? You just can't print it. So it retains its value, and that's a way for you to protect your wealth, okay? So this is a way to not only protect your wealth, but also you can get wealth appreciation from this as well. And that's because the value, as more dollars are printed and stimulus packages are done, what happens to the price of gold? Well, it goes up. If you look here, this is a chart going from back since 1975 to when gold was rising, and it had inflation in the 70s. It rose up to this high right here, came down, has been in a cold market ever since then, up until 2000 when we had the .com crash, and it's gone whoop all the way up here to 2011 when after the financial GFC crisis, and then has done this little cup thing, and it's now almost hit, well, actually did hit its all-time highs as of 2020. But guess what? This is all because of stimulus, and that's what kind of spews the price of gold. So it's definitely an insurance policy that I recommend you get. I think one of the best things I can give to you is education. And this is where I got most of my education, was from Mike Maloney's YouTube channel. If you come to his channel, he's a guy that's been studying this stuff, right? These are the experts. I'm not the expert, okay? I'm just sharing with you what I have learned and then pointing you in a direction so that you can learn too, okay? And so I would come to his channel, click on videos. Actually, I think you want to click on playlists, and you want to look for his Hidden Secrets of Money playlist. It's one of these right here. It's one of these, or you can just type in Hidden Secrets of Money to search for his videos. That's what you want to look for. That's his playlist. That's probably what he's best known for. Watch that whole series. It's so good. You will learn everything you need to know about how to protect yourself, about what the Federal Reserve, what the governments and central banks are doing right now to destroy your dollar, destroy your hard-earned currency that you've been putting your time and sweat in. So what you can do to protect yourself, and by why gold and silver is a good way to do it, and has been that answer for inflation, protect yourself from inflation for over 5,000 years, okay? I guarantee you, while the pundits on TV are telling you, oh, gold is nothing, they're collecting a ton of it. Don't listen to what they say on TV. Watch what they do. See how wide all the influx of gold and silver has been coming in. People have been asking for more deliveries as of late. I'm telling you, you may not know nothing about that. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. That's what the rich are doing, and not many people are thinking about that. You should. Number 2 is cryptocurrency. Oh my goodness. Okay, cryptocurrency, if you don't know what it is basically a form of digital currency that is based off of a type of technology called the blockchain technology, okay? Blockchain is a type of technology that basically gets rid of deceit, manipulation, coercion, any type of fraud. It gets rid of it. Also, it allows to get rid of any centralized service, any bank to give you currency, because it's created and just taken care of automatically by this blockchain technology, which, by the way, is literally hacker proof as well. It's a piece of technology that is going to revolutionize the world right now. Why is this important? Remember, we've talked about what it is that the central banks are doing. They're diluting the currency. They're stealing purchasing power from us and then taxing you so that they can pay for these bonds and stuff that they're doing. It's a whole mess. Once again, watch Mike Maloney's videos. He kind of explains a lot of it. The point being is that every single day, your dollar is losing strength. It's losing power. It's losing purchasing power. Things are getting more expensive, and that's how you know. Cryptocurrency is a way, just like similar to gold, to help take you away from that, okay? Away from that. And so you can be able to preserve your wealth. Now, remember, the one thing about cryptocurrency that's a little different from gold, and there's this whole debate, which one is better? Which one is a safe haven? Whatever. We're not going to get into that. What we're going to get into is that you need to own both of them jokers, okay? You need to get your hands on both of them. Although I will tell you, I'm personally in a little bit more gold and silver because I just like things that are physical, that I can put my hands on. I just like how, I can put my hands on it, and I can't really put my hand on a digital piece of code that is cryptocurrency, but I get that it also has value, okay? People recognize it as a store of value. So if people think it has value, then guess what? I'm going to put value into it as well. But the most powerful thing about Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies is that they are early on in their stages, okay? So number one, there's so much technology, so many things that are happening right now in the scenes you don't realize. If you come to CoinDesk.com, for example, you'll see that right now banks were hating on Bitcoin, but all of a sudden they're into it now. PayPal is like authorizing its users to be able to exchange and buy Bitcoin. You've seen it on Cash App. You've seen it on Square. You've seen that banks have been given the okay from the OCC to be able to create their own coins. Okay, so that's signs to tell you that, my friend, it's not going anywhere. Okay, could be a store of value in terms of Bitcoin for you to be able to like to be able to reserve for your value. And also you'll get a huge wealth transfer. As you've probably seen at the time of this video, Bitcoin is surging. So it could also be a asset wealth preservation and wealth appreciation method as well. This is what the rich are doing. Don't be mistaken. They're talking smack about it in front of you, but in the behind the scenes, they're all thinking about it. Big hedge funds managers, these asset managers are thinking about changing their mind on Bitcoin right now and getting their hands on it, which means you need to get some, just a little bit right now, early. Think about these things. He told me something that I thought was just brilliant. That was just crazy to me. He was like, people don't realize that it's not just Bitcoin, but it's the blockchain technology, things like Ethereum, which is a platform that allows other people to develop blockchain related applications and projects on top of it. And that right now it's in the early scenes. Think of it as when the internet was back in 1994, 1995, when nobody really knew what the internet really was, but it was there and it was clunky and it was bulky and it was really hard and difficult to figure out. But guess what? 15 years later, Google, Facebook, the internet is multi-trillion dollar empires, my friend. That's what you're sitting on. That's the opportunity. And it looks scary. And I get it, because people are like, oh my God, this Bitcoin thing is so scary right now. I get it. And it's hard to figure out. That's why it has the opportunity it has. That's why you have to do it now. You have to get in early now. And my friend, you don't even need a lot, just a little bit, okay? We're just talking about a couple $100, a little bit. But once again, information and education is your best bet right now. The more you get educated, the more you'll be protected. Check out these articles that I have on CoinDesk. This is a really good place to kind of get up on the game on crypto and just start to learn. Third investment idea you should really consider, because the rich are doing it, so you should probably do, is something called cash flow banking, also known as the rich man's Roth, okay? Now, this is crazy, okay? Let me explain this to you, all right? And what this is basically a policy. It's basically an insurance type policy, okay? That has been it's been modified, okay? So you can't get at a regular insurance company. It's been modified so that it maximizes cash value, the amount of cash money you can put in this thing, okay? Like a bank account, but it's not a bank, it's an insurance account type of bank account, that type of thing, okay? If you could just follow along with it. Now, it's got maximum cash that you can put in it, right? What's crazy about it is that you can put money into this thing and it will act as your own bank account with a ton of different benefits to it. Now, what are these benefits? Think of it like this, okay? I kind of created my own mnemonic and I call it CRTD, PPI, because I'm a pharmacist, so I come up with mnemonics like that. Anyway, so the C stands for credit. Okay, what's cool about it is when you put money into this account, you will be able to take money out and as a loan. So you're basically taking a loan from yourself, okay? When the interest you pay actually goes to yourself. And when you take money out of this thing, you can actually take it for anything you want, but you're not questioned for, you're not grilled, your whole financial life is not put out there. You can take it for whatever you want and it's quick, almost like cash immediately. R is for return. You get like about 4 to 5%, but I could be lying, I don't remember, 6% return automatically, but it's not in the stock market. It comes regardless of what the stock market does. This is why it's called the rich man's Roth, okay? And by the way, you could be using your money that you put in your 401k and putting it in this account, because the 401k is actually the absolute most terrible way to invest your money. But that's a separate entire video altogether. T is for taxes. Literally, you pay no taxes on this money. And even the returns that you get when you start to take distributions from this account, when you do retire, tax-free, okay? D is for the dividend. Yes, it pays you a dividend on top of that, which is dependent on the market as well. P is for protection. So let's say you were to get like a divorce, God forbid, or whatever. Well, it would be protected from the lawyers trying to get at you, or IRS trying to get your money. They can't see it. Privacy as well. You can't be seen. Nobody can find it. They can't put litigiousness can't come after you. And of course, it's an insurance policy. So guess what? You get an insurance benefit as well. So that's some of the benefits just that I've just talked about it. And this is the reason why I did it. And you don't need a lot of money to do this. I found this website right here. I don't promote this website. I don't know anything about them, okay? But I just like what they're talking about, because they're talking about this cash flow banking. It's also called infinite banking and a lot of different things. Keep in mind this. Some of the most elite people, the most richest elite people, Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, Ray Kroc, John Rockefeller, Rothschilds, presidents, politicians, all use this cash flow banking policy. My friend, you probably want to be doing what the rich are doing, right? I'm telling you, I'm not rich, but I want to be rich. So if I want to be rich, that means I got to do what the rich do. You feel me? I'm not going to do what the average does because the average is not rich, right? Because the fact is, you don't need more risk for higher returns. You need a smarter system. That was something that I learned too. Like the rich people, they make their money. Oh yeah, so here it is. Dividend boost. Yeah, our average is around 2 to 4%. They make their money by taking risk in their businesses. But when they make that money, they don't take any risk when it comes to investing it, okay? So that's why, for example, I would recommend, here's kind of what I've done. I have a significant, some portion percentage around in gold as an insurance policy, and then I have a certain percentage that's in these cash flow banking policy, all right? And then I have a certain percentage, very small actually, no more than 5 to 10% in Bitcoin, okay? And then everything else you use to pay off debt and then invest in other assets, maybe even real estate if you like. As you can see here, this is what they're doing. This allows you to have cash flow. So you need to have cash, okay? And these are all the benefits that I just talked about here that I thought were really cool. Guess who the people who are using this thing? Mike Dillard, Garrett Gunderson. In fact, Mike Dillard was actually the person I learned this from. And he has a whole podcast about it. I gotta find it. I can't remember who it is, but let me see. Oh, there goes Garrett Gunderson right here. So he'll probably talk about it in his right here. This gentleman, Patrick Donahoe. Just watch that episode. I think that'll give you education that you need to understand more about this. And then that's it, my friend. I hope you got value, all right? Like I said, this is just I need you to just start to educate yourself. Don't sleep on these opportunities because in the next 5 to 10 years, the amount of money you could make if you just educated yourself and positioned yourself could be life-changing money. We're talking about life-changing money where the game, it's over. You don't have to work anymore. All your debt is paid, your mortgage is paid, your student loans, car loans done. You have enough to retire. You have enough where you're getting paid enough from your passive income, dividend income from your assets to live any kind of life you want without having to work. If you just can think about that and imagine it, I hope that propels you, okay? I hope that gets you excited and you take action on a few of these things that I just talked about, okay? That's it, my friend. I hope you got value. If you did, hey, definitely give the video a like. Consider subscribing to the channel and check out some of these other videos. As a matter of fact, this video right here, I did this video a while back about passive income. It was one of the best videos I ever made and nobody watched it. That's when my channel was a little bit smaller. I think you should watch it right here. This will be helpful. You'll like it. It's going to give you the secret to making passive income, money while you sleep, that nobody ever talks about. And it's getting started right now. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.